You know, in this hyper-connected world we all live in, there's one language that's quietly running the show, powering the entire global economy. And it's not just about making small talk. It's about closing deals, leading teams, and building a career that has no borders. Today, we're going to dive into why business English isn't just some nice-to-have skill, it's your secret weapon. Okay, let's just kick things off with a number that's, well, it's pretty mind-blowing. 1.75 billion people speak English. That's almost a quarter of the entire planet, all connected by this one massive communication network. And when we look at the world of work, it gets even more serious. A whopping 75% of multinational companies use English as their main official language. Think of it like this. English isn't just a language for business, it's basically the operating system for global commerce, whether you're in Tokyo or Toronto.
And then there's the internet, right? I mean, a full 60% of all the content out there, all the research, the breakthroughs, the industry news, it's in English. If you want access to that incredible ocean of knowledge, you've got to be fluent.
This isn't just about business or the web either. This goes right to the top. At the United Nations, where huge global policies are decided, 98% of meetings happen in English. It is, without a doubt, the language of power and diplomacy.
Okay, so the big picture is clear. The world runs on English. But let's bring it down to earth. What does this actually mean for you and your career on, say, a Tuesday afternoon? Well, it usually shows up as a bunch of really specific and honestly pretty frustrating hurdles. I want you to be really honest with yourself for a second. As we go through these, do any of them feel familiar? Like, too familiar? Because figuring out the exact problem is always the first step to finding the right answer. You know that feeling of spending way too long on an email, just tweaking and rereading, trying to get the tone just right? Or maybe you've got this brilliant idea in a meeting, but you hesitate. You're not 100% sure how to phrase it perfectly, so the moment just passes you by. That little bit of doubt when you're communicating with international teams? If you found yourself nodding along, even just a little, trust me, you are not alone. These are the exact speed bumps that can slow down a really promising career. So what's the fix? Well, here's the thing. You can't use a general tool for a specialized job. A general approach to English just isn't going to solve a specific professional problem. It's time to stop thinking about conversational English and start focusing on career-focused English. So, let's get specific. What is business English, really? Think of it less like learning a new language and more like getting a high-performance upgrade. It's the specialized dialect of your world, the exact language you need for meetings, for negotiations, for presentations. It's English designed to get results.
And this chart just breaks it down perfectly, doesn't it? General English is great for ordering a coffee on vacation. Business English is for closing a $1 million deal. One prepares you for daily life, the other prepares you for a promotion, for interviews, for leadership. The whole game changes from just casual chatting to strategic communication. And this is where it gets really powerful. A specialized approach means you learn the exact language you actually need for your job. So, for example, with finance and accounting English, you're not just learning generic words, you're mastering how to talk about quarterly earnings reports and EBITDA with total confidence. You become fluent not just in English, but in the language of business itself.
Okay, this all sounds great in theory, right? But the big question is, does this targeted kind of coaching actually work in the real world? It's a fair question, so let's look at the evidence.
Now, this is so important. This isn't coming from a textbook. It's from someone who's been in the trenches building businesses all over the world. He knows firsthand that clear professional English isn't just some nice-to-have skill. It's the glue that holds international teams and partnerships together.
And that's the absolute key to making it work. This is not some cookie-cutter, one-size-fits-all program. The vocabulary a marketing manager needs is totally different from what an IT professional needs, right? So the entire approach is built around your specific job, your industry, and where you want to go in your career. And you can see that personalization in action right here. Look at what Ignacio says, the coaching adapted to his goals. That's when learning really sticks, when it's directly tied to what you need to achieve right now. You know, a lot of people get anxious about language learning. They're worried it's going to be rigid, stressful, or they're afraid of making mistakes. The whole idea here is to create the complete opposite of that. A supportive space that's patient and flexible, so you can build real confidence at your own speed. And Kate, a management consultant, really hits the nail on the head here. Attentive, patient, and very flexible. See, it all comes back to structuring every single lesson around what the student, what you, actually need to succeed. All right, so we've looked at the massive global need, the very real challenges professionals are facing, and a super specialized solution. So what's the bottom line here? What's the one big thing to take away from all this? It's this. Thinking of business English as just a language skill is completely missing the point. It's a strategic tool. It is the key that unlocks that next promotion, that allows you to lead with authority, and that gives you a real seat at the global table. So I'll just leave you with this final thought. Your next big opportunity, that dream job, that international project, that game-changing partnership, it is almost certainly going to speak English. The only real question is, are you ready to answer the call?